If you're traveling to the United States, Boston is a great city to consider. Not as big and as overbearing as its neighbor, New York. It's still got a fantastic mixture of things to do. The history, there's the Freedom Trail, all the older buildings, you've got the harbor and the ships down there. You've also got quite a few interesting things to do. So, here are a couple of day trips to recommend if you're in Boston. Day trip number one, Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard is an island just south of Cape Cod off the coast of Massachusetts. Being an island, you have to get a boat over. We went in late May, Memorial Weekend, and the weather, as you'll see from the photos, is absolutely glorious. The island isn't that big, really. You could do a nice tour and get some of the idea of the history. You'll find there's quite a lot of the rich and famous, from presidents to movie stars to singers, have all lived there or have holiday homes there. A tour is a good option because it's quite tricky to get around. I'm sure not many people want to take a car all the way over for a day trip, especially if you're visiting from a foreign country. But one of the highlights is the centre of the island where the main town is. It's picture postcard stuff. It's super pretty, quaint buildings, lovely manicured lawns. It is straight out of the movies, and literally out of the movies, as that's where Jaws was filmed. The town of Amity is on Martha's Vineyard, and the various beaches are as well. So, if you're a movie buff like me, you will be more than happy to see where some of the key scenes are, such as the ferry going over to the island, the beach where the kidney boy was eaten, and the lighthouse that serves as a backdrop for some of the important scenes in the film. I believe they even do a Jaws themed tour where they'll take you to more off the beaten tracks. I think something like the Quint hut or shack is on the other side of the island, and various other filming locations. So if you're a Jaws fan, that's something you should look at doing. It's actually just a really nice place to wander around. The vibe's really nice. It has that small town feel. The harbour and the harbour area, lots of great places to eat. There are lots of sort of fish restaurants, so you can get your famous lobster sandwich or chowder. The people on the whole were very friendly and accommodating. It is their home, of course, so just be mindful and respectful when you are there. Don't sort of wander onto someone's property or start taking pictures of them while they're mowing the lawn or anything along those lines. So, Martha's Vineyard is a day trip from Boston that I would definitely put on my list of things to do. And the second option, which is becoming something of a theme for me, is whale watching. Boston is a really good place for whale watching. I think the best seasons are sort of May, June, October, November time. The things you need to know is, unlike a lot of other whale watching destinations, the boats in Boston are big, so they do cram a lot of people in there. So you need to make sure you find a good spot. Secondly, the whales are quite far out. At least they were when we went. So it was at least a good 45 minutes to an hour. It got pretty chilly out there. But there is an abundance of interesting wildlife around there. We saw a humpback whale and got nice and close to that. There were pods of dolphins that were quite playful and basking sharks, which was a good selection of animals to see on a whale watching trip. And finally, I think it's either a morning or an afternoon session, but these trips last about 4 hours, give or take. This means you've got plenty of time to do something, whether in the morning or the afternoon, so it doesn't take up your entire day.